friends, it's Julie Norman, and today we're finally going to do the Q&A video. And I know a while ago I said we'll do it when I have 500 subscribers. All of the changes I'm making with my channel, my subscribers are going up and down and up and down, and it's going to take forever, and the questions will get old that you've already asked me. So I thought we'll just do it, and we'll do something else at 500. So I have my planner here and written down the questions because I felt like I was going to lose them digitally if I didn't bookmark them or find them or and such, because they're in different videos. And you know, I'm a paper planner, so we're going to write. Okay, the first one that comes from Tina Hall. Thank you, Tina. She says, do you work outside your home? How old are you, and do you have any children? Before the pandemic started, I did work outside my home, kind of. I had my own business. I was a yarn sales rep. And when the pandemic started, it couldn't travel. So I'm pretty much self-employed right now. I was self-employed before, but now I have several self-employed side hustles. And one of them is my shop booth at an antique store, which I'm going to tell you more about in upcoming videos. The next one I have is not really side hustle, but it's part-time. I substitute teach at a local school, and here in Montana they're so in need of substitute teachers that you don't need to have a bachelor's degree or a degree in teaching. I've had some college, but I don't have a teaching degree. So basically all I'm doing is babysitting, and you know, if I do junior high, I'm a bouncer. I feel like. And the other thing, you know, that I'm doing is this YouTube channel. I really don't make anything on it much at all, but I am able to pay for the equipment and stuff that I use and the planners I have due to some affiliate stuff. So it comes basically about even, which I think is pretty good for a nice little side hobby and a way to creative outlet. And the last thing I do is I do a little bit of online selling. I've been doing some eBay. I've done some Poshmark, though I'm not active, and some Etsy. So there's a lot of avenues that I am trying out and seeing what sticks and there's a lot of things that I juggle that way, and I think I need to focus, because I think I lose focus when I get to have too many things. That's a long answer. Okay, so the next thing is, how old am I? I am past my mid-40s, let me just say. And my birthday is coming up at the end of this month, and I am just seeing that next decade coming in a few years. It's kind of, oh my gosh, how did I get this old? And it's not that it's, I mean, 50 is different than when my parents were 50. So yeah, I'm not going to tell you my exact age, but I am upper 40s. Do I have children? No, we do not have children. We just never had them. We didn't pursue anything else like adoption or any foster or anything. We never did. Sometimes I think about when we move to a different house, maybe we'll do some foster care, or maybe do some student exchanges, because I like to travel and it'll be kind of fun to see kids from other countries. So no kids, but we do have a dog, and I have 11 guinea fowl and 5 chickens, including a rooster. So those are kind of my kids. I know they're not really kids, but those are the critters I care for. And then my husband. Okay, number 2. This question is from SL, and she says, hi Julie, you inspired me so much. I bought a happy planner. I'm so glad. I am an Asian female, and you have inspired me. How did you start your channel? Do you like being on camera? What type of career do you do? Oh, thank you, SL. That's a great comment. Thank you. It's good to know that I'm inspiring people, because I don't know. So how did I start my channel? Okay, so I started because I was part of a Facebook group of a planner company, a different kind of planning system, and people would share their little videos about how they use the planners. And I thought, well, I could share some, because I have some ideas and some things I was doing differently than other people. So I recorded my videos, shared them on, and I thought, well, why don't I just put them up on YouTube? It's easier than trying to find it on a Facebook group. And so I started to do it, and I just did it with my phone. And I held my phone, and my first one, so I was holding my phone with one hand and turning the pages with the other. It was very simple. And then when I started doing it, people started commenting. I'm like, okay, I never thought about doing something with paper planning, but hey, let's go with it, because that was what I was doing then. And now you see I am kind of transitioning away from all planner content to having some more lifestyle stuff, and I'm doing a lot with chronic illness, and so things are changing now. But it has been over a year, and change is good, I think. Do I like being on camera? Not really. The first time I was on camera was when I was having a chronic flare. I didn't look good. There's quite a few videos of me not looking good, and I did that because I just wanted to show you who I am really, and how the challenges of these diseases can really affect a person. And I think I look a little bit better today. I did put a little effort into it, but I'm not a beauty star. I actually worked quite a few years in radio at a few different stations, and I was the last one to even want to have their voice on radio, if you can believe that. I've always wanted to be behind the scenes. One of the things I did was I was a talk show producer, and they wanted me on behind the microphone sometimes. I'm like, I don't know, I'm too busy over here. So I was about the one person at the radio station who didn't want to be behind the microphone, and you can imagine it was a big leap to being on camera. As I mature, getting older, I have more confidence and less angst about how other people think, and just a little more courage to go out there and put things out there. What type of career do you do? And I just answered that. I did forget that there's one more thing that I do, and that is writing. I haven't been doing a lot of writing lately. I need to get back into that. Last Wednesday was the anniversary of the first book I ever published. And all the books I've done are ebooks. The first one I published was Knitting by Faith, and the second one was India by Faith. So I will put the links to those below for Amazon, but you can find them in just about every format, e-format. I'll link those. They're very short books, because the more I edit them, the shorter they get. But I'm going to be working on a novel-length book now, and just continuing to do my research on that. Okay, the next one is from Toots4, and she says, Julie, what is your health condition? I know this is personal, and you don't have to answer. If not, just let us know if you are getting better. You are on my prayer list. Blessings. Thank you, Toots. Thank you for putting me on your prayer list. It's so nice to have that support, and I love that I'm able to support others too in similar situations. So my health condition. So quite a few years back, before I moved to Montana, my doctor said I'm getting to be pre-diabetic, and I need to do things to make sure I don't turn into type 2 diabetic. And so I took up running. I started to cut my carbs. I tried keto, but the numbers, it just kept creeping up and up. And until she just said, you're type 2 diabetic. You have to go on this medicine and do this and be, and all those things. So I'm like, oh, man, I tried hard. And now this last, about a year ago, I had some weird symptoms prop up. And that led to a diagnosis of having rheumatoid arthritis, Sjogren's, and Raynaud's. And all of those three are autoimmune diseases. And with autoimmune diseases, you usually don't just get one. They're like potato chips. Once you get one, you're probably going to get more on the spectrum, and it just keeps going along. That is why I am doing the autoimmune protocol diet, because it seems to slow things down and stop what's triggering the diseases a little bit. But during this process, I went to the diabetic clinic, and they said, autoimmune diseases. Type diabetes is an autoimmune disease, type 1. Type 2 is not. And she says, let's test you for the autoimmune diabetes, which is type 1. So we did the test. It came out that I was type 1 diabetic. I was not type 2. So either I was misdiagnosed as type 2, or or it flipped over to type 1. The two types are, if you're not aware of it, type 1 is something that you're just going to get no matter what. It often happens, kids and teens, because it's due to the pancreas failing you. It's an organ failure. Your body attacks the autoimmune thing. And with what I have is the adult onset, because I was in my 30s when it all started to happen. And so my pancreas is slowly losing my antibodies are attacking it and winning. So anyways, type 2 is generally brought on by lifestyle issues and hereditary. There's all kinds of stuff, because there are some people with type 2 that are the same health stage as people without, but because they have family history and stuff, they are more apt to get it. So it's just because you have diabetes does not mean it's because you ate too much sugar. Just gonna put that out there. It's not because you ate too many candy bars. It's a disease, and some people are more predisposed to it than others. So all that to say, those are my issues. And for many months last year, I was almost bedridden. I was immobile. All I could do was sit at my desk because I didn't want to lay in my bed, and I did planning. Ironically, I was making plans that I couldn't carry out a lot of times. A lot of journaling. It was self-care, and that's what really helped me through it all. And when you say get better, now one thing about autoimmune diseases is they're diseases. You don't recover from them. You can have remission, but you don't ever not have them once you have them. So getting better is managing symptoms, and this autoimmune protocol diet has helped me to gain back a lot of my functionality. Okay, number 4. A question from, another one from SL, and she has a 2-part question. These 2 questions came in different videos. One is, have you always lived in Montana? And the second one is, she said, great video. That was when I did the thrift with me. I live in California. What is it like to live in Montana? So it was about almost 6 years ago now when my husband and I were looking for a change. He needed a new job, and I was right then writing mostly. So I had given up a job I had that we weren't happy, neither of us were happy with. In the interim, we thought, well, why don't we look for a new job in another state? And so he got online with a recruiter, and we looked all over the country. We considered the East Coast. We looked at Portland. We looked at Arizona. We were open to any state. He's a computer programmer, and in 1 week, he got 2 job offers for Billings, Montana. And so we thought, we're moving to Montana. So we did, and we lived 6 months in Billings, and then we're like, we need to go back out of the city. So we found this house out. It's about 25 miles away from Billings. The closest gas station is 25 miles away. Everything is 25 miles away. So it's very rural, but that's what Montana is. Montana, what is living in Montana like? It is different for everybody. But coming from Minnesota, it feels like to me that I'm going back in time. Because the people we rent this house that we're living in, and the family that owns the property, his great-grandparents were the original settlers, the ones who did the proving up on the land. And there's a lot of families out here around us that have had their land in their family for over 100 years. You actually know the people who broke the land and were the original people to have that. People are down to earth, they're hardworking, they're very friendly. You can stand in line at a store and people just start talking to you. It's not like you're being creepy, they're just being friendly, because it's kind of like the whole state is one big small town. It really is. Because we were together with some new friends, some people we met. And the next weekend we went traveling around. I think we did like a 3-hour trip. And we stopped at a gas station. We're talking to the people. And the one person that we met, she said, oh, did you know so-and-so? That's my son. And we had just met him that weekend. So there, if you talk to someone long enough, you're going to know somebody. There's maybe 1 or 2 degrees of separation, it seems. I like it. There's not, if you like civilization a lot and you need your stores, then it's probably not for you. Your conveniences. Montana's more like, good luck out there. You know, we've got a big state. We can't regulate everything, so good luck. Kind of feels like that. You're on your own. Be self-sufficient, and that's the way the people are. So in a nutshell, I will have some more videos coming up on Montana. Well, I'm back. I bet you didn't know I went anywhere. But I was editing my video and all of a sudden it stopped. So I guess I didn't notice that it stopped recording. So as I was saying, I will have some videos coming up on Montana. I'd love to share it with you. I love the state. It feels like home. The hardest thing is that all of our family and friends are basically in Minnesota still. We are the only ones out of each side, my husband's and my side of the family, we're the only ones that moved anywhere between our siblings. We like it, but we don't have family around. So anyway, that is all of the answers that I have for the Q&A. I hope you enjoyed it, got to know a little bit about me. I would love it if you could answer a question or two too below. I would love to get to know you better too. If you would like to share something, I would love to read about it. So I hope that you enjoyed this little chat with me today. Let me know if you have further questions. Just say Q&A, ask your question. You can put it in any video that you're watching and I'll write it down in my planner and do another one when we have enough questions. And I hope that you'll have a joyful day. Goodbye.